YouTube, I am back. This has been something that I've wanted to do for a really long time, and for whatever reason, it just terrifies me. It is the scariest social media platform for whatever reason, so I've kind of been letting this sit on the back burner. But I have decided to take the plunge, and I will be coming at you with 2 uploads a week on Monday and Thursday, sharing with you little insights into my fitness and nutrition routine, behind the scenes look into my life, and hopefully just tips that are going to help you live a happier, more confident, healthier life all around. They will not all be fitness focused, but today's is. Because you guys were asking for this left and right. I was actually blown away with how many people wanted this information, because I figured that I had to be like one of 100,000 people in a day who may want to go to Disney World and actually have a really healthy day. So we went down to Disney last month for my 25th birthday, and it was incredible. Oh my gosh, there was nowhere that you could feel like such a princess on your birthday, and it was Nick and my first adult trip alone to Disney World. It was just everything that I could have dreamed of. But you guys were very curious on how I stayed on track with my fitness and nutrition, and we actually both did. I understand completely this might not be a goal for you, and that's totally fine. I'm personally in a fitness test group right now that I signed my life away for 15, 16 weeks, and it happened to fall during my Disney trip. So I knew that I was gonna have to make this work for myself. Now, if you are wanting to have a healthier trip, you can implement one of these tips, you can implement all of these tips. It really just depends on how dedicated you want to be on vacation, and I don't think that there is a wrong or right answer there. You can throw all these out the window for all I care, but in case you're interested, here are my healthy Disney World hacks. So my first tip is pretty simple, and you had to be expecting it, and that is to get your workout on while you're on vacation. I understand, because I hear it all the time, you're getting a lot of steps in at Disney World. And I actually wore my Apple Watch every day. I was typically walking 15 to 20,000 steps in a day at Disney World, which is definitely a lot, but the food can add up. The food is very calorically dense, and if you add in a couple cocktails on top of that, or a trip to the dessert store, you are gonna find that you're really canceling out those steps in food eaten. But even if we're not talking aesthetics here, you're just gonna have a lot more energy throughout the day if you wake up and you get a quick strength training workout in. I'm not talking an hour at the gym. I'm talking 30 minutes or less. Give your body just a little bit of motion in the morning, you're gonna feel better. At least I do. So what you can do is kind of creep your hotel. If you're staying on property, all of the deluxe resorts have fully loaded gyms, which is awesome. But if you're at a moderate resort, you at least have a running trail. If you're at a value resort or you don't have access to a gym, you can get a really great workout on in your room, and that's actually my preference. So I took down fitness sliders and fitness resistance band loops. I will link both of those things in the comments below or in the description box. See, I don't even know how YouTube works yet, but I will link those below for you, just on Amazon, so you know what I'm talking about. But they were really awesome because they were extremely light, they were easy to pack in my bag, and I didn't have to jump up and down in my hotel room annoying the people below me. I just got some really quick core workouts in, some leg training workouts, upper body, 20, 30 minutes in the morning, nothing crazy, but it helped my energy levels, helped wake me up, and it just made me feel good. And I don't think that there's anything better than feeling good on vacation. So that's my first tip. Get your workout on. Now, the rest of these tips are going to be pretty nutrition focused, because that's where I had the hardest time finding information before I left home. So I was Googling, I was YouTubing, how does somebody stay on track with their nutrition at Disney World? And as you can maybe imagine, there wasn't a lot that was popping up. This is clearly not a super in-demand topic, but I kind of had to figure out how I was gonna make it work for me. So my very first tip nutrition-wise is to creep the dining options on the Disney website before you even leave home. If you're somebody like me, I am a scheduler, I am a planner, I wanna know what I'm eating, I check menus before I go to restaurants all the time, even if I don't have nutrition goals I'm following, because I'm just that kind of person. So what I did was I went on the Disney website, I looked at all dining, and then I toggled through each individual park, park and I looked at quick service options. Because if you're eating at a table service or signature dining restaurant, they're gonna have a healthy option pretty much everywhere. A protein, a vegetable, a carb, whatever you're looking at, they're gonna have something for you. But I found more difficulty in quick service options, so that's what I was really preparing myself for when we would just need like a really fast bite in the park. So I actually went through every single park's quick service options. I made lists on my phone of what I could actually like happily eat at a quick service restaurant in any given park, and that way when we were down at Disney, I didn't have to like walk around in circles trying to find a restaurant that I could eat at. So that was really helpful for me. I can totally give you guys my list, but it's gonna change, I'm sure. Food items will change. This is being shot in September of 2017. Things will absolutely change, and it's really not that complicated to go onto the website and create the quick service dining menus currently. So that's my first tip. For sure, super helpful. Now, what I also found was that quick service was difficult, but even more difficult than that is snacks, because there's so many amazing snacks at Disney World. This is not a surprise. I mean, there's candy stores, there's pretzels, there's turkey legs, there's Dole Whips, and I had a Dole Whip. Don't get me wrong, it was amazing. But there's so many options. There's cupcakes, there's milkshakes, there's so much food at Disney World, and it's all so good. And snacks can be very calorically dense. So in case you're wanting to like save yourself for a fun indulgent dinner, packing yourself some healthy snacks for the parks can be really, really helpful. So I actually just loaded up our bag with like protein bars, carrots and hummus, granola, like single pieces of fruit were really easy to pack in the bag. Small things that weren't crazy, but like if we were in line for a ride, we could have a protein bar and it would fuel us and they're yummy, and it was just easier than going and getting some junk at some stand or whatever. So that's typically where I find that people will actually fall off track even more than with their meals, is just with snacks at Disney World, because they're so small and they seem so harmless, and then they can really add up. Another thing that we chose to do was use a grocery delivery service. So this is something that you can set up before you even leave for Disney World. You can do this like far in advance, and through the service that we used, I'm pretty sure the farther out that you order, you actually get like a bigger discount on your groceries. So I used Garden Grocer. Now that is an Orlando specific grocery delivery service, but it was really awesome. So we weren't delivering like meals to our room. We pretty much just loaded it up with snacks. So we ordered water bottles so that we had plenty of water in the room. Hydration is so important, especially when you're walking around hot and humid Disney World and you're eating foods that are higher in sodium. Your body really needs that extra water. We loaded up the mini fridge with like single serve Greek yogurts with some fresh fruit, like I said, granola, organic cheese sticks, just really small snacky items, nothing crazy, but it was helpful. And Garden Grocer actually, like, they deliver to the bellboy and they keep it cold until you get there. So we just delivered this food to our resort the day that we arrived. By the time we got to the room and checked in, they were ready to bring it up, and it was awesome. It was all cold, super, super flawless. Thank you, Garden Grocer, that was awesome. So check out a grocery delivery service, but there's so many. There's Amazon Fresh, just Google, you'll find a lot of options. Something else that we did was we actually brought a meal prep book bag into the parks with us. It's basically just a cooler book bag, so you probably see these online. There's like Fitmark bags and 6-pack bags. I'm sure there's so many other brands. There's probably like generic brands as well that would you totally fine if you're just gonna use it for vacation. But it's awesome because it's a book bag, so you can put like, you know, your ponchos in there and your phones and your phone charger, but also keep your food cold because it's, you know, a cooler. So we did that. We would pack some snacks in the morning, nothing crazy, a lot of water bottles. We were loading the book bag with water bottles. You could never have enough water, but they were staying cold, which was really awesome because they will get hot very quickly while you're walking around Disney. It was like 100 degrees while we were there in August, so that was really helpful for us. So maybe if you want a meal prep bag and you've been thinking about it and you have a Disney trip coming up, it can be a really great time to bring one along. Ours was really large and it still fit on every single ride. I know I got a lot of questions from people asking if we were actually able to get that book bag on rides with us. The hardest one was Space Mountain, but I still made it work. So we had everything intact, nothing went flying around, and we were able to keep our food cold throughout the day, which was really helpful. Now, something that you might not even think of as a fitness or nutrition tip would actually be to make sure that you're getting plenty of sleep. You can get very quickly sleep deprived at Disney. It's more taxing on your body. It's gonna take energy away from you. That's when you're gonna get home with that Disney hangover, which is kind of hard to avoid anyways, but make sure you're still getting like 7 hours of sleep. You're gonna feel better. Your body's gonna work better. However, I understand I do not have children, and this might be a slightly more difficult tip. With children running around the room, a feel you. I think that you're incredible, but something that's really important to me when we're on vacation is still getting a regular sleep schedule in. So we will try to get back to the room by, like 11, like nothing crazy. So those are my top healthy Disney World hacks. We were getting our workouts in, we kind of planned ahead of time for quick service meals that we could find. We realized that snacks were where a lot of people fall off track, so we loaded the bag with healthy snacks. We brought our cooler bag, which was able to keep food cold for us. We loaded ourselves with water because hydration is so important. And we made sure that we got plenty of sleep. And it wasn't crazy, it wasn't excessive, but we felt a lot better during our trip. I understand if you don't have fitness or nutrition goals at Disney, that's totally fine. But if you do, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, click the subscribe button because I am going to be bringing you videos every single week, Mondays and Thursdays, and I would love to hear from you below. How do you close these videos out? Bye guys.